All right, test 1, 2. Let's see. Oh, I hear myself out there. All right, I think we are all live and ready to go on YouTube and Channel 7. So we will go ahead. Oh, get my phone out. And call the Pool and Recreation Center Steering Committee meeting to order at 6 p.m. Right on time. Sorry, I hear myself. All right, start with roll call. I didn't grab. Matt Stam.
Here.
Roger Stewart.
Here.
Andy Quant.
Here.
Janet O'Donnell.
Here.
Blake Pennison.
Here.
How do we say it?
Pennison.
Close. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Blake.
good.
How many years I can't
Oh,
say
Blake
it.
P.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, Sean Miller.
Here.
Corey Gibson.
Here.
Neil Owens.
Here.
All right. Those that I didn't call aren't here. All right. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, here moving right along on the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda for this evening's meeting?
I make a motion to approve agenda as presented.
Motion by Sam,
Second.
second by Corey Gibson. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving right along to item number 5, old business. 5A, discussion of scoring rubric from the RFP firm interviews and potential action on recommendations to the city council for the top AE firm and CMAR firm. I did put in front of you, thank you all for everyone that is here, as well as everyone that did submit their score sheets to me by today, this morning at 7:30. Appreciate all your hard work on looking at everything. Before you is the final scores that we do have tallied from everyone that did submit scoring. On the AE side, SJCF had a score of 241. LK Architecture had a score of 225. Haney and Associates had a score of 226. Moving right along to CMAR. Total points, Donlinger had 248.5. Hutton had 257. And McCown Gordon had 278. Now you will see that there's quite a difference in the total overall scores between AE and CMAR. And full transparency, wanted to give the floor over to Mr. Sean Miller to kind of make sure that everyone knows why the large difference in the scoring between the AE side and the CMAR. So, Sean?
Yes, I did not take part in voting or filling out the form for the AE services since my firm was on the teams for 2 of those 3.
Perfect. And didn't have any conversation with anybody for any scoring related to?
No.
Excellent. Thank you. So wanted to make sure everybody, full transparency, knew that. All right, I'll open it up for general discussion. We didn't decide last week, so we kind of took time to score everything, and now it's whatever the committee's pleasure is. I do have this item on the agenda for tomorrow night for the city council meeting for whatever recommendation. If you want to send just the scores themselves and have the council choose, that's also just fine. If you want to have a recommendation of going with the top overall scores in each category, that's something you can decide as well as a committee. Stand for any discussion or motions.
I'd recommend that we go with the
scores that are presented with us. The top one wins it from both.
Has,
Recommendation.
has the city worked with all three of these companies, or like, 6 of these companies in some aspect? You know,
Since I've been here, or overall, I don't know historically. But I know, we did work, of course, with LK Architecture when it comes to the first phase, when we went after the sales tax. I've not worked with the other two firms on the AE side. On the CMAR, I have worked with Don Linger in the capacity of the wastewater treatment plant. They were the low bidder on that. I have not worked directly with Hutton or McCown Gordon.
I was just curious. I just didn't know.
Or Neil, you've been here longer than that, so I don't know historically.
I would echo what you said. I mean, I don't know if we've worked with Hutton or McCown Gordon in the past. I mean, on different projects I'm not aware of. If we have, we could have, but not that I'm aware of.
I was just curious. I didn't know.
Yeah, I know not on
There's
the
a lot of projects.
community building.
Right. No, that was SPT.
Who did our high school?
Alloy was architecture and Coonrod was
Okay.
construction.
Okay. So not okay.
I guess I should ask, have these two worked, the top two scores worked together? You know,
SJCF worked with McGowan. I think McGowan said they worked with pretty much
All of them.
everybody.
Yeah,
So
with all of them.
they're all nodding their heads. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they've all worked kind of with each other over the
Yeah.
course of the years.
I think that was one of the comments that they said they'd worked with all three of them. Had no problem with working with any of them. So
Brent, for clarification, I'm assuming that this goes forward to the city council and then they would move forward requesting the administration to work with contract negotiations. Is that the next phase of
Yes.
this process? So it's not guaranteed.
No.
You have to work out all those details, make sure everyone's okay with that before the city takes final action to enter a contract. Okay.
Yep. So tomorrow night would basically be just awarding the bid from the RFP. So awarding the RFP to one firm for AE, one firm for CMAR, and then advise administration and city staff to begin contract negotiations, which hopefully we would be able to have then on the June 7th city council meeting, a full contract, and then from there.
Thank
you. Yeah, thank you for that. Making sure we clarify that. How did everybody feel scoring it?
I'm confident we got the top two people. I think we need to move forward. That's me.
I was surprised at the difference. The scores from the top one, the JCF, compared to the other two, because I didn't see that there, in my light, there was a difference, but not that.
Oh, that's substantial.
That just really surprised me, and honestly, I guess other people saw something like it.
I agree because I think mine were so close.
Yeah, and here I'll
Mine were so close together.
here you go. You want some transparency? So here are the scores that total the scores above. Sorry, trying to zoom in on it. Then let's show the folks at home. Don't get much more transparent. Of course, there's no names on this. Yeah, those are the total overall scores. And I couldn't put them in, each category because some of you just sent me your total, so I don't know, who got 5s and 4s, and so that's why we had to do the total. But those were the totals received to me on the AE specifics. You should bring that up, Roger.
Thank you. Almost. Okay. No.
Randy, was your recommendation to have the top two come to the council meeting tomorrow night and be the recommendations, or what were you saying? I want to, just for clarification, I want to make sure I understood.
I would say let's just take the top ones in the point system.
On the A&E and the.
Oh, but you guys want to go with the top two and let the council hear about it? Sounds like that's an option too, Brent, right?
Yep, it's your pleasure.
They're going to say the same thing, and I think we've got some council members that heard. We got one, two. We had Chris here.
Chris was here.
You
Yeah,
know, so
last time.
I don't know, unless they say something different tomorrow, I don't see their choices changing. I would say let's move forward as a committee now and let's get this on the agenda for tomorrow, but
Is that a motion?
I motion to do that, yep.
You want to read your motion? Is your motion?
Motion to take the top two or the top score in each category and,
As a recommendation?
So you're saying SJCF for AE, and you're
Yep.
saying
Count Gordon
McCown Gordon
to be
for construction.
basically for construction and be the final say for tomorrow. Let the council.
Do we have to have a backup, or like if something happens, or is that?
So typically what happens, then you go to the next score.
Okay. We're going to miss work.
Seconded by,
So we don't have.
There's not a lot of conversation happening over there.
No, I agree. I think we should take the top two to the city council. I think we've done a lot of the legwork and listened to all the presentations, and I thought everyone was good.
I thought everybody was good.
I think just taking the top one, because I don't go to the council, we're just gonna go with the top one.
Sorry, that's why I meant the top one on each side.
One and
My
the top
bad.
two. Oh,
Yep,
thank you.
sorry.
Top
No,
one
that's
for
cool.
each one.
Top one on
so
each one.
since we do have a motion and a second on the floor, then we'll get to discussion a little bit more here. So the motion on the floor, Andy, correct me if I'm wrong, is to recommend the top score for the AE services and CMAR, the top score, to council for approval.
There we go.
Seconded by Roger. And then we can have some more discussion, clarification.
That's what I was
If the committee wants to hear it all from the public, you sure can as well during the discussion. It's up to you. There are comments from the public? They're all shaking their heads. They're all racing. So there you go. Any more discussion?
I don't know what we discussed.
All right. Then ready for the roll? All right, we'll call. All those in favor of awarding the top score in each category to recommend approval to the city council? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right. Motion carries. And so each firm, McCown Gordon and SJ, I didn't switch to my wide shot. I'm sorry, you two people. There's 4 watching. No, there's 4.
Does that include you?
Yeah, it does. SJCF. If you can then please have a representative in attendance, if you so choose. We recommend that you have a representative in attendance. Do not want a full-blown presentation, just in case if the council has any questions, and then pending council approval, then we will start contract negotiations with those 2 firms. Excellent. All right, moving on to item 5B, general discussion. Anything from the committee?
What's the next step, Brent? Outside of tomorrow.
Yep. And so next step would be, of course, tomorrow, seeing getting the award actually approved by the governing body on the 2 companies that we then start negotiating contracts with. City staff will then reach out to those 2 firms to start drafting contract language. have our city attorney prepare or review and work with those firms, attorneys, and legal staff as well. Hopefully have a contract for both agreements on the June 7th city council meeting. And so we do have, a few weeks in between, of course, with May being a longer month with an extra week in there. So hopefully by June 7th, which I think is doable, we can have a contract ready to go for city council. And then after June 7th, we expect them to start June 8th, right? Right, committee?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then we'll probably have a committee meeting in June after the contracts are all finalized to then kind of work with the firm that is approved and contracts are signed, and then start the process of timeline of, okay, first thing I think the committee had discussed was, we want to have the outdoor pool at Lions Park renovated. We need to figure out, of course, our final location and potential locations, making sure for the new building itself that we vet all the ones that are a potential possibility. But really focusing on getting everything ready to go and ordered and designed, and getting community input on the renovations to Lions Park pool. Because as soon as that's down in August, we want to make sure that whatever company we have is hitting the ground running so we don't miss a pool season. If you remember, we always said that our goal, we will not miss a pool season again. So we're going to stand by that. I remember those things. I do. I know people think I don't, but I do. And so
I'm sure you can forget that one.
We're not doing that.
no, we're not doing that. And so we'll work with the firms and making sure that our timelines are, attainable and move forward.
Sounds good.
What's that, Roger?
So, just playing the devil's advocate here. So, we're in a big hurry to renovate the old pool. Well, what if everything falls into place and we build the new rec center at a different location than Lions Park, that would have more room and we can put in an outdoor pool up?
There's no budget for that this time. Yeah, if we wanted to do that, we can explore. We can sure explore that. We probably wouldn't be able to afford indoor and outdoor pool. And so we would probably have to scrap one or choose. If you recall, during 2020, we really talked about that. And then, thought that it'd be ideal because of course, the survey results that came back. Everyone wanted an indoor pool. And then we're going to, take care of course, renovations to the existing outdoor, build a new indoor aquatic facility, do a recreation center, and then potentially revisit the outdoor pool once the sales tax, if it's close to sunset, or if it's going to get paid off earlier than the 15 years, then potentially go back to the voters and see if they want to do an outdoor pool with a separate sales tax. So, yeah, unfortunately, we just don't have the budget.
So
I can say that.
So the way we're looking at it, though, the old pool is going to be renovated before we even break ground on the new rec center.
If that's the timeline, if that's what they think is best, I'm not an expert. So, once we get all the contracts signed, we start in mid-June, hopefully we have more clarity. That's at least what city staff, what we've discussed, amongst the rec center, since they do operate the pool, and kind of what their schedules are, and our own city staff and the schools. So
I would hate to spend, additional monies for renovation on the old pool that we didn't count on. And say like it's going to take $4 million to renovate it. Well, just saying that, it's like, oh my goodness, we find something wrong. There goes the budget for the rec center. So how are we going to balance that?
their job. That's what we're paying them for.
Okay.
You still want the job?
And if you recall in our budget, do we have roughly $1 million in renovation?
About $1 million
Yeah, about
for
$1
the
million.
outdoor pool.
An outdoor pool.
And I think that was, I remember correctly, a lot of that was just to make it
Functionally.
functional and
better.
not losing so much money every year. It was gonna save us money by fixing major leakage.
Kind of doing the potential zero depth, adding a splash pad, getting rid of the drown pool, things like that. Yeah, sorry, the kiddie pool.
The drought.
Pardon me. And some of those things that $1 million goes a long ways in a renovation to where that pool, the concrete and I mean the structure itself is pretty sound as far as having the ability to have another 10 15 years potentially out of it, to where then and when we laid those options out, I think it was option A, B, was there C, was there D? I know there's at least C, and the potential for if they wanted to rec an indoor, or if they wanted a rec an outdoor, or if they wanted just a rec or just that blew me away. I didn't think that we were going to do the indoor pool.
I think we were all talking about outdoor pool, and then we did the survey, and it was a big flip.
Chris, okay. But yeah, because I remember our surprise because none of us had anticipated indoor pool. But it's what the people wanted, and that's what we're doing.
I think we need it. Especially if we need more kids going to state.
How many do you have going to state? 5. Congratulations. Great.
That's from high school or?
Girls high school. I don't remember how many the boys had. I think they had at least 4 or 5 going to state. Oh, yeah.
All right. Any other general discussion? Chris? All right. Is there item number 6? Is there a motion to adjourn at 6:22?
So moved.
Second.
By Stam, seconded by Gibson. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.